Gate took like 7 minutes to fry.
Which is a good thing.
Somebody decides to break into Frost Bistro, come try to steal some money, steal the safe. Why not just do something in life to earn money and find something else to do? That's when they come out with the safe.
That's crazy. You know, it totally messes up your whole, like...
It was decided. It was evident that the time had arrived when Kirk signed the court documents and submitted his request for full custody of his son Kannon, after months of analyzing every possibility and calculating the effect on Kannon.
Can't catch a break, you know. We're in the middle of filing for full custody. I've been in court with this situation. Then, you know, we get broken into. It's always something on top of something. It totally puts me in a bad space with even moving forward buying more property. It makes me feel like we might need to rethink and pause on the next move. I feel all kinds of ways right now because it's like, damn. You know, this being in the public eye sometimes, we just get targeted. Like, people just think, you know, let's just go break in their house. You know, they broke in Spice's house, they broke in Sierra's house, they came to my house twice. But at the end of the day, I'm just glad to be able to stay in business and provide great food and a great business for people to come to.
And what's crazy is this is something I normally would connect with Yandy with, since she's had incidents with her restaurants too, but
It's like some shit in the water or something, because everybody's arguing, even Yandy.
she came at me and Spice about some mess about Mendices and trying to act like I ain't have her back again.
Crazy.
said
She,
that?
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
gee.
damn, Yandy.
Mm.
I mean, you know, I ain't got no problem with nobody for real, but my thing is like, you gotta be mindful of that.
At least y'all used to be like, it was like clicks. And now it seemed like,
Everybody just doing whatever, listen, all over the place.
that crew, I don't know what the happened.
After kind of like replaying this whole situation, I felt like if somebody is your friend, you don't come in on the accused. Whatever Yandy and Mendices got going on in their household that's trickling all outside, that has nothing to do with me or my husband. End of story.
Sometimes, you know, friendships change and
Bro, like, what's going on here? Now, just take me off your radar. Don't come here with, we got enough going on. I see Jasmine is recruiting. She's hanging around your girlfriend. You need to really, truly rethink.
everybody. A bitch too old to be having to maintain and maintenance people. I want to protect my...
It was his only option to secure the boy's future and safety. But he was aware that this choice would have difficult repercussions. Despite the tension and instability that pervaded their co-parenting relationship, Kirk had long attempted to work things out with Jasmine. However, over time, the rifts in their relationship had widened as a result of Jasmine's unpredictable behavior, unpredictable mood swings, and her use of Kannon to control him. Kannon couldn't be allowed to grow up in a never-ending emotional battle without any feeling of. He had to fight for his son's security, even if it meant facing Jasmine in a way he never thought he would. As Kirk got ready for the day following the custody filing, he couldn't get rid of the sense of tension that was about to arise. His lawyer's phone calls and even his friends had only provided evasive assurances. Kirk assured her that it was only a step and that she would understand, but he knew deep down that Jasmine wouldn't. The hours went by, and Kirk attempted to concentrate on his work. But his thoughts were consumed by Kannon. He hadn't seen his son in days, preventing him from being around Kirk when the first knock on the door came just after dusk. Kirk was reluctant to open it because he would rather not confront her anger. But he knew deep down that it was inevitable. He took a deep breath, walked to the door, and peered through the peephole. Jasmine was standing on the other side, her face flushed, her eyes wide with fury, and there was no mistaking the look in her eyes. Before he could even speak, the door was knocked on. Opened with a forceful shove. "You think you can just take him away from me? You think you have the right to rip Kannon from my arms?" Jasmine yelled, her hands locked into fists, her voice growing low and almost guttural. Kirk took a step back, and his chest tightened. This was no longer only a custody dispute, this was war. He had planned for the encounter and had anticipated it, but nothing could have prepared him for the sight of Jasmine so distraught, so desperate, yet so angry. Appeared to be a sharp-looking woman, someone who felt as if everything had been lost, but Kirk was unable to give up because he needed to defend his son. "This is simply making things worse," Jasmine, and it's not helping at all. In a calm yet forceful tone, Kirk added, "You think I'm the one making things worse? You're the one stealing him from me. You're taking my son away from me, and I'll never let you do that." Her eyes fluttered in shock.
Now trying to get full custody of Kannon. Things have been going crazy for me. I really need support from my mom right now, so I asked her to tag along with me so that I can fill her in on what's going on with me and Kirk. Mommy, hey babe. I also asked Rod to meet with me as well. As a lot of you might remember, Rod was my longtime partner and the man that helped me raise Kannon.
Jasmine and I have been together off and on for about 5 years now.
Kirk is the father of Kannon. He's denying everything.
I don't know what you expected from him but that.
Kirk is doing all this because he's shaking in his boots right now. He's trying to discredit me. He's trying to make me out to be a hoe.
You brought him into our life, you gotta deal with the situation.
I'm going to deal with Kirk how I see fit. Already filed the paperwork, and he will be served.
Rod views Kannon as his flesh and blood. Rod's picking him up to watch him when I have to work, like he's been there a whole lot. So let's get to it. You know, me and Kirk have been in this child support court situation for over a year now.
Right.
The first time I went through it, I kind of let it go because I let him convince me to.
Yeah.
And this time around, I'm not budging. He gives me $1,000 a month.
What? That's crazy.
$1,000 a month. I don't understand it. Like how?
And he's still battling me, saying, what 8-year-old needs $1,000? I thought we finally settled on the money amount a few months back at the Cyphers of the A concert.
So the amount of money that I sent you, that's the number you cool with, right?
Yes.
So we can end this lawyer.
Period. But typical Kirk backed out on our agreement of the amount that he was supposed to give me. So I had to take Kirk to court to get a reasonable amount of child support because $1,000 a month just isn't doing it. We had our preliminary trial, and Kirk is now trying to countersue for full custody.
Full custody?
Stop it.
I can count on my hand in the last year how many times he's seen Kannon.
I don't know where the delusion lies because he really thinks that he goes above and beyond. You just started getting Kannon that one weekend a month.
Cannon's with me 10 times more than he's ever.
Right. Exactly.
This delusion is just going above and beyond. Cannon calls that man Yaya. He don't even call him dad. He calls me dad because he wants so bad to identify with a father figure.
Yeah.
And it's not making sense to him because I don't even see you, man. So, like, custody is nuts.
The fact that Kirk is going for full custody is up to me. Kannon doesn't even know how he fits into your family, into your life as it is. In my heart, I feel like it's just another tactic that he's pulling
Most definitely.
to get away from paying me whatever he's supposed to pay me, or maybe he's trying to scare me into settling. But that man does not want full custody because he was offered 2 weekends a month and didn't even want that.
He's mad because you called him out.
Kirk is doing this because he's mad and he doesn't want to pay child support. But now he's not the only one that's mad. Now I'm mad. What he's doing by countersuing me for full custody is up. If he thought I was calling him names before, oh, you just wait, baby. I just feel like I'm at my wit's end.
There better be some kind of civilized
I
solution.
tried. I done chased Rashida around at one point. Now I'm not chasing Rashida around. Now her friends want me to chase her around, and did that. Backfired. Rashida don't want to talk to me. Like, I'm done.
So I don't want you to give up on it. I know the court might be the final say so, but at the end of the day, y'all gonna have to work this out. I just want for Kannon to have a good relationship with his father. I want for y'all to have a good relationship because at the end of the day, Kannon deserves that. At this point, they need an olive branch. They need something.
I'll never.
Kirk attempted to talk sense into her head, explaining the decision he had made and the actions he had done to guarantee Kannon a better future. But Jasmine was not paying attention since she wasn't prepared to hear the truth or confront the facts of what was happening. Her breath became erratic, and then, in a fit of rage, she swung out. She picked up a vase from the table next to her and threw it at the wall, shattering it on impact and sending glass fragments flying across the room. Kirk recoiled, but he was unable to move. This wasn't the moment to be afraid. Jasmine wasn't done. Her rage had increased, and the anger that had been building for months suddenly erupted. She began hurling everything at her feet, destroying furniture, smashing glass, and causing mayhem as though she could destroy the reality Kirk had so meticulously built. This is my home. This is my family. Jasmine's voice was a scream. Every moment that goes by makes me stronger, and I refuse to let you take him away. Kirk tried to control her by moving closer to her in an attempt to quiet the storm before it got any worse. His eyes were sorrowful rather than angry, because he understood that this wasn't the Jasmine he had previously loved. Was she the broken version, unable to see the wider picture because she was so overcome by pride and fear? He begged Jasmine to stop, but the devastation persisted. At that point, it seemed as though nothing Kirk could say could make her change her mind, for all she could see was the betrayal and the love and sacrifice he had made for Kannon. She felt an overwhelming loss of control. Suddenly, Jasmine turned and ran toward the stairs, and Kirk followed her, his heart pounding, but by the time he reached the top of the staircase, she had already. The window flung open. Kirk's bones froze as the piercing sound of glass breaking reverberated throughout the home. His voice was now tinged with terror as he hurried forward to call at Jasmine, but she was already at the window. Her hand, with a last desperate glance, straining for the latch, Jasmine flung herself at the open window as though she was attempting to escape the truth they both knew was coming. She was running from the hurt of their shattered relationship as well as the custody dispute.